I decided I'd go live here, mostly to talk about something that I'm being attacked for, I guess, on the chat, on the comment sections, which is fine. I don't mind. It's the attack is like way out of bounds. It's not anything I said or or anything like that. So we're going to talk about it because I like to. I like confrontation. I'm into it. Get a kick out of it. So honestly, I can't even remember the guy that's chatting with me. His name, named like PYC something or other. I can't remember what the heck his little handle is. What's up, Craps Master Journey? But here's my thing. The first thing is he's saying that what's up, Clay Hall? He's saying that I attacked Greg, and I'm gonna mess this last name up probably. Ulo. Oglo, the guy that does the Bubble Craps videos. I did not attack him. I think them guys are great. I think all the Bubble Craps guys are great. Yeah. So I guess in a video I made a couple of weeks ago or something. Anyway, I don't know. So I've been chatting back and forth with him, and he's telling me how stupid I am and all this stuff. He's whatever. Anyway, so I just thought I'd go live to talk about it and play a little craps and stuff. But I get a kick out of it because it's not at all what I would ever do. He's mad because I said that I saw Craps Strategies live doing this before I saw Greg doing it. Now, was it the exact same thing? No. But I definitely saw Craps Strategies live playing bubble craps and pressing numbers up to 4 and the 10 up and stuff way before I ever saw Greg. No, but I just it's just a weird thing. Like even if you don't like that I'm not giving Greg credit for something. I don't know if Greg made videos before Crap Strategies Live did. I can't. The first video I seen from Greg was only like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. What's up? That doesn't mean he wasn't making them for a long time. He probably was. I don't know. You know how it is. Hey, what's up, HCS? You know how it is. Your algorithm might not show you videos for a long time. Like I didn't see bluff videos until I watched HCS's videos with bluff in them. I wasn't getting his videos, and he's one of the biggest YouTubers we got in our gambling genre. But I wasn't getting them through my algorithm, because my kids use my algorithm too. So I have Coco Melon on there and baseball and gun making and all the stuff my kids watch too. So anyways, but you guys understand, people that understand how the algorithm works. It doesn't always, it doesn't always work that way. But anyways, this guy's just like attacking me in a weird way, like a way for one of the things he's telling me I'm a hater. I'm definitely not a hater. In fact, I promote more people than I probably ever should. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely people I've promoted that I probably shouldn't have. They probably weren't making the best content. But I promote them based on the idea that I like our community and I want our community to grow. So hopefully people grow, I don't know. It's just a weird attack on me. And then he brings up that he's been playing craps since 1985. And that struck me as really weird. Like, if you've been playing craps since 1985, that means you're at least 60, right? You'd have to be at least around 60-ish. So I don't know. It's just a weird deal. So I'm getting $1,000 out of the bankroll here, making $1,000 bankroll. I don't know. I just thought it was a weird attack in the way that he was attacking what I was saying or doing or whatever. I don't really understand it. But anyway, it was just interesting. I was hoping he would show up live on here, that he could have his voice seen, because you're not hearing anything, right? Well, you guys are hearing me, but I'm not hearing you. I'm just reading. I just thought it was weird. Just thought it was a weird attack, because I definitely have never hated any of those guys. I actually like them a lot. All right, so $1,000 bankroll. Let's do something fun. Let's make it fun, right? See see if I'm talented enough, right? As far as people say. Um, okay, I can talk about that. Better test with tension. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day on your channel. People, obviously strategies pop out, and you see one shooter, or let's say one group of shooters roll it out, right? Where me and Brian were somewhat talking about, when you're at a table, the kind of more proving what a good craps player versus kind of what a YouTube shows. What me and Brian were agreeing on is that what me and Brian were agreeing on is that it's not just your role, it's not just your strategy. What do you do on the other nine players before it gets back around to you? And how do you survive that, or how do you make money on that? Because you're going to have a variety of things happen. There's probably going to be PSOs or under four rollers, and then there might be a 10 roller. You might have a big roll in there. You might have a bunch of seven rollers. Like, that's what we were talking about. We were referring to, and I can't remember where we kind of got onto that. Tito, to answer your question, I think spreading the money out is the worst play. I think pressing two numbers versus spreading out over six. Pressing two is better than spreading out over six, unless you're pressing all six numbers for a significant amount. But because you're only changing your win by $7, where if you press the 15, you're changing your win by $21. Now, I get that you're losing probability there, and most of the time I'm the probability advantage guy. But if we're talking about using profit to make a play, then I actually like pressing one bigger or two bigger than a lot small. And that's kind of a newer thing I'm into, a newer thing I feel like works better, because maybe before I would have been on the other side of that. I'm trying to make sure we're getting all them numbers in there. Hello, SJ. So, like I said, let's do something for Brian here. He changed my mind here. Hawaii crap shooters. Changed my mind here. And I'll try to go through 10 shooters on here, right? We'll use my $1,000, which is a very common buy-in anymore for craps, right? A lot of people buying for 1,000, pretty normal. Let's see if I can. I'll do my shot first, and then we'll do 9 more shots, and I'll randomly roll them and see where we end up, right? See where we end up. So I'm going to play my most consistent style of play. I'm going to do a $150 don't, and then I'm going to go through, and I'm going to change my play up slightly for the random rollers. And I'll show you all what I do, or what I would do in this case, or however you want to look at it. Right, $150 don't. I personally like to cover the 11 because I don't like to lose to the 11. Now, some people will say that's a terrible play, and probably in the long run it's a loser play, but I don't like to lose to it. All right, so I'm going to put $10 on the 11. I also like to play the ATS, so that's what I'm going to do here. We can't see it, so I'm going to change my mind, because otherwise I'd have to move my whole camera system to the other side. So we're not going to worry about the ATS, but normally I would play the ATS. Let's change my mind on that. All right, so I'm going to shoot the dice. Guys, when I play this starting position, I shoot the 1, 2, 1, 3. Does that mean I'm doing anything special? I'll have to. I haven't messed with the iron cross stuff lately. But so right here, we're going to play 6, 7, 8 style. Obviously, I'm going to do more than just the 6, 7, 8 with the 150. And I'll attack this how I would on my shot. And then, like I said, I'm going to manipulate it a little for the next 9. And let's see where I end up. If I make my 1,000, if I make it last, if I win money, if I lose money, whatever. We'll see what happens. See if I can make it through all 9 shooters, or all 10 shooters, counting myself. So I'm shooting from stick left 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Again, I don't think I'm a special dice controller or anything like that. I do what I do. It works for me. There's a 3, 1, 4. That's one of my target numbers when I do this, when I'm attempting to manipulate an outcome with the dice. Again, guys, I only kind of believe in that. So there's the 4. 11 will fall. In this case, I'm going to go 135. Across the numbers. On the 4, I would put at least $50 in odds to start. I'm not going to, I don't play the hard way against them unless I'm playing them by themselves. Now, if I played the 4 with nothing else out there, I would. Here we go. All right, now I'm going to try to avoid the 4, obviously, and I'm going to half press all the way. Every number I hit, half press, half press, half press. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, but with the 1s kissing is what I throw. And we got a hard 6. Hard 6. Okay. If I missed your comments, guys, I'm sorry. I don't have a way to look at them while I'm throwing. $35 win. Get white chips for 5 of that. We're going to go up 18 on the 6. Rack $27. Not exactly, but that's what I put in my rack. Make sure you guys can see all that. We'll move these over here so everyone can see everything. All right, here we go. Again, same thing. 3's on top, 1's facing each other. Try to dodge the 4. There's a 1, 2, 3. Scary number for what I'm doing. Again, normally I'd be on the ATS, so that'd be looking pretty good. Here we go. 6, 3, 9. 6 tray 9. I'm going to get 35. I like to go to 40 on the 5 and the 9 on the first press. That's what I like to do. Yeah, let me see what you said. Okay. Mike Day, can you please show the dice again with the numbers you state? Sure. Absolutely. All right. One, 2, 1, 3 is what I throw on the come out. And then to try to avoid the 4, this is what I'm doing. I put the 3s on top, and then the 1s are kissing or in the middle. And that's what I do to try to avoid the 4. My thought process there is that it'll be really hard for me to roll a 3-1 with the dice set that way. And that's the idea. It doesn't help me anything with the 2-2, but I do think it'll help me avoid the 3-1. And let's see if that holds true. Again, this is all somewhat pseudo-science, craps, whatever you want to call it. All right, there's another 9. That's going to win 56. We'll go up to 60. Oh, come back here. Rack our other money. We went up to 60 on the 9. Pretty solid little hit there. 3-1, 3-1 with the ones kissing. Let's go. And there's a 6-2-8. 6-2-8. That's my favorite kind of roll. The ones that die right at the wall. They just barely nick the wall. That's my favorite kind of roll. There's an 8 that's going to win 35. Let's get some white chips. We're going to go up 18. I also sometimes do what I call a green chip press on the first round. Instead of going up 18, I just go up the whole 30 on the first hit. Problem with that is you need a little longer roll to be effective. Same thing, 3-1, 3-1 with the ones facing. And there's a hard 8. This is a good shot. It's going to make a lot of people happy with that roll right there. Pressed up 8 most likely, and the hard way. All right, that is going to win 56. Going to 60. You could go higher than that, but I like going to 60 right there. $10, 6-4. That's a good one for us, right? We're going to drop $1 for 50. 4 and 10 are easy. Rack 24, press 25. I either bought it at Casino for You or American Gaming. One of them, the same ones everyone uses. Oh my gosh! Look at my. We're losing, ain't we? We need to go up. Why didn't y'all warn me? Why didn't y'all tell me that it was moving? I got to buy a new one of these. Sorry guys, I've been slacking lately. If I'm going to be honest, guys, the reason I've been slacking lately is because my son's sports are so demanding. That's the reason. I'm going to make an adjustment here. Try to pull that up a little bit. All right, there we go. You know what's funny is the guy that was just bashing me, he didn't say anything about the video I just made where I was talking about the people that didn't make no money on the long roller. Yeah, I think Casino for You is where I got mine too, if I remember right. All right, let's try to make that work. He's a baseball player. He's a pretty good baseball player too for an 11-year-old. We spend a lot of time doing it. Need my stick. But yeah, that's kind of, so my life has been consumed with that lately. Back to craps. That's good. We got a good, a lot of times, one of the things at the craps table, there's a 7 out right there. We had a delay. A lot of times that 7 comes right after that delay, right? It's a very common thing. Anyways, good shot for me. My roll, we'll take it, right? That's reasonable. Be happy with that. Especially because we're going to get the refund here at the end. That's what I love about the hybrid, is getting the refund at the end. All right, so after my round, after my shot, see where we're at, right? That's the best part about hybrid, right? The best part about hybrid is the 7. When you win at the end, right? So 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. So we're up roughly $200. That's like 75. We're like 175 up, right? What's up, Skill? like 175 up, not bad on one shooter, right? That's actually almost 20%. So if you were just looking for a 20% win, you have it. Right there. We're really close to it, 17% win. Not terrible, right? Man, this is frustrating me a little. I wanted to see that 10 better, which probably doesn't matter all that much, but I definitely want it. But now it doesn't really see the landing zone. I'm going to have to get some stuff. But anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about craps, right? All right, so now we're going to do the other 9 shooters, right? So I'm going to change the way I play somewhat because that was me shooting on me with my money. I don't want to put a $150 don't out there generally against other people because a couple of reasons. One, they're not shooting to play a don't. That's the main reason, right? So if they are a dice setter or controller, whatever you want to call them, they're not likely trying to do what I was trying to do. They're trying to do the opposite of it, right? They're trying to have a long roll that hits points, that does all that. All right, so generally on another shooter, I still want to play the don't, but I've gotten the habit of letting the first roll go and playing the pass line. All right, so I'm going to play it like I'm at a $15 table. So I let that first roll on the pass line because I like the advantage of the pass line, right? I like that. Yeah, 100%. But, so here we go. Coming out, we got a 4, the heart rate. All right, now I'm, I have $175. The way my mind would think here is I have $175 to really screw up. That's the way I would look at it. All right, so I'm going to give me a $50 don't working. I'm going to play a $5 11. And I'm going to play whatever variant of 96 across I would need here. So whatever that is. We get 50 in red. Whatever variant that would be. So 81, whatever you ended up with. And then we'll need... All right, so this is what I would do on the next shooter. Yeah, I think that's probably true too, as well as Brian. But now my goal here is obviously I would really like to set a don't, or I would really like to get an 11, because I'll win a quarter. But that's just kind of the idea. We got the 4, so that, I mean, it couldn't have done any better for me, really. All right, this 4 is going to travel. I'm going to win 15 in the front, like that. Now, I would turn my box numbers off, guys. Personally, I would. And I would hop the 7s with this $15. So we're going to call that a hop 7 right there. Our 11 would fall. I'm going to call that a hop 7. And the reason is because if I roll a 7 here, it's fantastic for me, right? Yeah, absolutely. But so that's what I'm doing here. I hope I don't hit the 4, but other than that, I'll be happy. And there's the 7, exactly what we were aiming at, 6-1. So this is a perfect storm for me. So we're going to get 50 there. We're going to get 75 there. We're going to get 15 here. And that's how I would play that. It's still the same shooter, right? Now, I'm redoing what I'm doing. Now, at this point, I probably would take that and put that back out there like that. I'm going to come out again, right? So now what I'm looking for is to set a new point. And then after that, I'll run through the don't again. But with that big win on the 7, I'd be pretty thrilled. Now this is shooter number 2, and we got to come out 7. All right, so that's just $15 more because I'm not working. $15 more, take that, put it on the 5. There's a 5. Too bad we weren't working, huh? Perfect. Pull that down in odds. $30 in odds there. Now let's get our $50 over here. Our $5.11. Here we go. 6. Okay, perfect. 50 will move behind the 6. We'll win 21. 21. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in odds. 24 in odds. 24 to win 20. This other 15, I'm probably just going to rack it. You could put it on the hard 6, makes sense. And then I'm just going to play from here in my normal 6, 7, 8 style, whatever you want to call it. Nice. So, and then I would just, hopefully I don't hit the 6. Aces, we don't have that. That's good for the ATS. Hard 10. Get off there. Hard 10. Very nice. All right, that's going to win 27. We'll go up to the quarter. Rack the money. Easy 10. Very nice. Drop $1, get 50. Go up to 50, rack the quarter. Seven out. Perfect. All right, so that was shooter 2. That was not a 3, guys. That was a 6-1. Shooter number 2. We get our 50 back, and we're going to win 20 on the odds. Rack it up. That was shooter 2. Let's get something to help us. All right. These are our stack of chips, right? $5 from the Hollywood in St. Louis. This is somebody's chip. This is Chili's chip. It's number 2. All right, shooter number 2. We're on to shooter number 3. That way we know where we're at, right? Next shooter again, $15 line. I like playing the 7 on the line. I like it. There's a lot of things you can do with it if you win on it. We got a 4-2-6. All right. Same thing, drop 50. $5 on the yo. What?
It's time to go.
You're gonna go?
It's time to go. We need to call Jess.
Okay, well I can't use my phone right now to do it.
Do we have his phone?
I think he does.
Right here.
Okay, so here we go. Set up again. Looking to set a don't. There's the 9, 5, 4, 9. If my family's a little loud, sorry guys. It's just part of my life. All right, 9's gonna win 21. This is gonna go back behind our 9. We're gonna lay 30. And at this point, I guess we'll rack this 6 and just move on from here. All right. So we got $70 potential win on the 7. And then we're across the board. Gonna try to half press as long as it'll let us, right? There's the hard 8. Just a random throw. Nothing, not trying to be special. Let's press it to 30. Just let me, we'll just take it to 30 this way. Makes it easier, a little cleaner. I like playing this way because this allows you to be there for the long roll as well. There's a 5, 3, 2, 5. Gonna win 21. So, normally I just go up to a quarter here. Calm down, Charlie. That's our dog coughing. He's old man dog. Normally I go to a quarter, I don't go to 30 on the 5 and 9. Not any special reason I do that, it's just what I do. And we got the 9, so we hit our don't, which is not good, but that's part of it, right? You're gonna hit some don'ts. Knocked us off. Whenever this happens to me, guys, whenever this happens to me, I check the bankroll. I want to know where I'm at. 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 11, 50. So I'm up 200 in the rack. So whatever's out on the board is A-okay, right? So when I saw I was up 200 in the rack, I'm just going to let the board go. And I'm just going to keep playing. I'm just going to keep fighting. I'm not going to put another don't. I don't like to let players beat me more than once on the don't when it's not myself. Myself, I just keep going. I'll just keep going up. But when it's another player, I only let them whack me once. All right, there's a hard 8. So 35, we're going to press 18. All right, here you go. My son is going to roll. My youngest son, he wants to roll a few. So you're 6, I know. So throw him in there, dude. And he got a 5. Perfect. 3, 2, 5. Good job, buddy.
That's what we're looking for?
That's what we're looking for. All right, we're going to go up to 40. What's up, Roland?
None.
We're going to go up to 40. There we go. I guess we need to grab the 9 in there too. I didn't notice that. You got them both out of there, didn't you? Hey, just leave them right there. Let's get some other ones.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave them ones out there. He threw them both out. Here you go. Try these ones.
Yeah. We got more, right?
Yeah, we got plenty. All right, what do we get this time? 7 out. Okay. He said, "Oh."
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It happens. That was a good shooter.
Yeah. I want it.
All right, here we go. Third one, third shooter in the books. All right, on to the third shooter. Or third shooter in the books. I can't remember. That's the third shooter in the books. All right, so we're on to the fourth shooter. I'm going to grab them other 2 dice really quick. They just threw them across my living room. All right, here we go. So shooter number 3. We'll dump the ball here. So we know we got our initial 1,000, so we're rocking with what's in the front rack. This other is our initial. If we have to get into it, we will. Hopefully we won't. All right, shooter number 3. $15. Let's go. Pass line. I had a guy at the casino tell me, when you dump the bowl, how did he say it? Let me try to figure out exactly how he said it. When you dump the bowl, you always shoot the pair. So he said you should always pick out the one that's a pair, and that's the one you shoot. And so I said, what if there's not a pair? And he said, dump the bowl again. It was hilarious. We have a come out 12. Okay, we're going to eat that. Drop 15. And a 7. Okay, so we got that back. Got that back. I like to use it. When I have a come out winner, I like to use it. For whatever reason, I almost always put it on the 5. And I tell them to work it. So work that 5. We'll use a Pro Craps Lammer to work the 5 with. We're working, we're on. And we got a 6, dang it. Okay. Now, spread across the board. I'm gonna have to get some chips. Get 50 in red. And then we'll need to do like that. When I have a point of 6 or 8, I like to put some odds there as well. I just feel like they hit enough. So I'm gonna go a quarter in odds. Oh, we need our don't bet. I forgot that. Get our 11 covered. Here we go. And we got a 3. That's a good one for us. See you guys, I love you. So we're gonna win 50. That is nice. Love that, right? If we could do that 3 or 4 times, it'd be fantastic. If I did that, I'm gonna take that to 30. I'm gonna take my 5 to a quarter. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that as a weapon there. Get 11. See if we can't repeat that, right? You got a 7. Okay, so that was a brutal outcome there, right? That's the game, right? We're gonna lose all these. All of those. Dang it. We had a little advantage there with that come out on the don't win, the DP or DC win. Thought we were gonna get a little run there. Not. All right, that was shooter number 4. Moving on to number 5. As you guys can see, we're still in the profit, so I'm still going to play with my profit as much as I can. It's not going to it's not going to affect me getting into the bankroll, but I am going to try to stay in that profit range if I can, especially on just, you know, random people. I want to try to play with profit as much as I can. There's a 5 for 1. All right, we're going to go across. I'm going to get 75 in red. Get our caps. Get our, oh, we don't got our 50, so let's get it out. Still going to play the same way, even though I'm getting into the bankroll. We're going 10 shooters. That was my plan. Here we go. Ooh, oh, what was that over there? What was that other one? Because it rolled off it onto that 3 on me. It was the 9. Okay, 7. Oh, brutal. That is it right there. That's how it goes, right? That's why whether you play the first roll or the second roll, it doesn't make much difference. As it doesn't make any difference actually, as far as DC versus DP. The only thing it makes a difference on is when the way the table feels about it, right? Other than that, it doesn't make a difference. Here we go. Oh, that was ugly. 2 in a row. Oh my gosh, it jumped right out of the table on me. Try this again. Let's go to the red dice. Oh, that was weird. Come out 7. Okay. Let's get our 5. We're turning it on. It's working. Let's get our lammer, our CRAPS lammer. We're working. Let me move that puck. I just whacked it. And a 7. So we're going to be even money there. That'll pay for that again. And aces. Ouch. So if this happened to me, like this has happened to me plenty of times, I would move my 5 down here. So that, because then I'm still playing on the same money, and that's how I would look at that. And there's a 12. Ouch, what is going on here? This is ugly. Drop our quarter. $10 and change. Ugly. 6, okay. Ooh. Didn't know if we were ever going to get out of that cycle. All right, get our 50 out there. Let's drop 100. Get 96 here. When I say 96, I'm just referring to like a 96 across type bet. Get some white chips. Get our caps. Here we go. All right, now we got to make some moves, right? We need a little help here. Yeah, there is some rhythm there. That is true. So there is a little bit of rhythm, DP versus DC. Like one guy can really wreck you on the DP. Where the DC, it's harder for one guy to wreck you, right? All right, let's get some odds too. Let's get a quarter odds there. And we need a little run here, would be nice. At least let our don't set. Can we get that? Nope, we cannot. So I think that's our third PSO or something similar, right? Oh. The dealers get pissed off if too many of them happen in a row because they get everything set up and then have to take it all down. Plus, they're not making any money because you're not making any money. That was ugly. That was an ugly run. No, I don't think it's shooter 8. I think we had a point hit. That didn't change the shooter. I'm pretty sure I've kept track of it pretty good. I mean, either way, we'll get to, then we have 10 chips out there. And there's a 5. And there is a point here, guys, where personally, well, I'm trying to get to the 6, 7, 8 Mike Day. We've had 3 shooters in a row that couldn't set me a don't point on the DC. It just hasn't worked out. There is a point here though where I would start taking some chances, like probably right here, where I would go on with my 50, and I might change the rhythm on which I do it. I might try to let that set before I put money out, and that's what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to try to let this set a point first, and then use my money. And there's a 9. Okay, so we got through it this time. And now I would try to attack. At some point here, I have 500, 600, $700. So I'm really not there yet. Let's get 75 in red. But I would eventually get to a point where I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not going to lose chicken feeding. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose on the attack. Because guys, I hate just bleeding all my money out. That bothers me. I would much rather lose in one big run than just, $15 here, $30 here. Where you have a shooter and he only wins a couple times. So you don't quite get there, And I would much rather get crushed on a couple big ones and have a shot than to just bleed it down. I hate just bleeding it down. Now let's do 30 in odds here. So that's a total of 70 payout up there versus 81 or whatever. Let's see what happens. There's a 4. We're going to win 27. And I might change the way I press. I might go to a style where instead of pressing whatever hits, I might press the 6 and 8 until I build them into a winner. That's going to really help me. And sometimes I do that just to try to get a little more probability. There's the 8, 5, 3, 35. And the 10, the hard 10. All right, 27. So I haven't chose to do that on this roll yet, but I mean, like if we would have lost right away, I would have geared it way further down to try to boost my probability and amount of money per win versus, right, yeah, I want to die on my shield. I'm not trying to just bleed out. I hate that. Ooh, it jumped off that 9 and landed on that hard 8. Ooh, I thought we were going to get burnt right there. 35 on that one. So like in this case, I'm going to press my 6. Just trying to build up my winners instead of just all on the 8. We're probably going to add some odds to the 5 on one of these. 10, there we go. That's a good one. Right? We're going to drop $1 for 50. This is a good chance right here if you're going to add odds. So I'll put 20 in odds on my 5. We'll rack up them green chips. There we go. 516. All right. 35. We'll take our 8 up, $18. And there is a point here, like, especially when you're losing, in my opinion, especially if I'm trying to last all 10 shooters, you know, like kind of what's going on with what we're doing here. There's a point here where I'm going to regress back down to 81 or 96 or whatever it is. I've got everything up to a green chip level at this point. We've got odds, you know, maybe one more hit and here I'm coming down. And part of that reasoning is that I'm down. If I was up, I would never consider that. But being down changes that mindset, in my opinion. So we're at like 750 in the rack. What do we got out there? Probably 200 at least, right? Real close to 200 total with the dome. And there's the 7. So I guess I waited one roll too late. Either way, we made plenty of profit there before the 7. So that roll worked out. That roll was an effective, or that shooter, we'll say. That shooter was an effective shooter. 50 and 20. Pull it all down. That was a pretty good little win there. Coming back to us, right? So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're roughly down 100. After 3 bad shooters in a row, only be down 100. Not bad. Not bad. There we go. We got a 4, 3 and a 1. All right. I'm going to stick with the plan we did a minute ago, and I'm going to try to let this don't set first. That way on a 7, I don't lose everything. I just lose that. Well, and the line. All right. Repeat 4. Nope, there's a 7. So that was a good plan for myself, right? I lost less. Kind of like losing the minimum on this strategy. That's our 4th PSO type, right? Type of thing has happened. What are we at? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So 2 more shooters, right? I believe, right? 2 more shooters. I might be wrong, and this might end up 11 shooters, but either way, still the same thing. We got to come out hard 10. A hard 10 right there. Let me let my dog in, guys. He's old and it's hot in Arkansas. Very hot. Lay down, Charlie. Lay down, buddy. He's an old man dog. He's a good dog, though. All right, so here we go. Let's try to do our thing again. Seven. This is insane. The amount of PSOs. If we were doing the DP, we'd be rich. We would have won every hand on the DP. But the DC is getting murdered. DP would be 100% effectiveness. I think there has been 1 point hit, right? Brutal. But at least we're not losing 150 each time. Cut that down. And there's a 4. Thinking about laying that 4 at this point, the way this has been going. All right, here we go. Same scale, same attempt. Woo! We made it through. We got a 6 as a point. Or DC point. Our point's 4. All right, same kind of thing. Spread out across these numbers. You drop 50 here. Put all that in odds. All right, let's try to get some winners. We need a little bit of odds out there, don't we? We need to take a little odds off our 4. We'll go 60 in odds. Just because we've been so 7 heavy, early 7 heavy, so this is probably going to burn me. We'll see what happens though. 7. Boy, was I right. That was a 3 roller. So we had at least 4 or 5 PSOs and a 3 roller. But at least we profited on this one. Or maybe not profited, but at least we got all our money back. So we got 50 flat, 60 odds. All right. All right, so after 10 shooters, for sure 10 shooters, could be 11 if I just messed up. I think there was only 3 profitable ones, myself and 2 others. I'm not really concerned with any of the don't points. I just let it rock. All right, so 500. 6, 7, 766, 765, 765. Ouch. But this is what me and Brian were talking about. This is exactly what me and Brian were talking about. Maybe not quite as brutal as this played out, but we were in there chatting about it, and we were like, it's easy to make a strategy for one shooter, but what happens if you have to go around the table every time? You're not getting to shoot the dice every time. How do you survive that? And so out of 10 shooters, I'm down 250. My own shot did well, which you should be happy about that, right? Thank you, Brian. But you know what I'm saying? So like, this was an actual occurrence that does happen, right? Sometimes the table is just brutal. And you have to understand where you stand. You're right on that with your bankroll and what you're going to do. So, yeah, you may have done a great job yourself, which was what happened in this. I did fine. I was up almost $200 nearly. But after I played through the other 9 players, I'm down $250 after being up. So, however it played out, I know the dice were nasty, but still the playing out of all the shooters, you got to manage that. So now I'm going to do my last shooter on myself and see if I can't bring myself back to even. I'm going to be slightly aggressive on it, a little more aggressive than I normally would, but I'm just because I'm curious if I can take one shooter and at least win $250 back. I'll just leave all them out there. That's kind of neat. All right, so instead of the 150, I'm going to go 200 on the don't, and I'm going to go 15 on the yo. All right, we're going to shoot 1, 2, 1, 3. Hopefully I get a come out winner. If I get a come out winner or a 7, or not a 7, or an 11, we'll be looking real all right. At least I'll win something on the 11. A 2 or a 3 is ideal. See what we can do. Hard 6. That was the last thing I was really aiming for. But we'll take it. It's not a loser. We'll take it. All right, so if I'm just trying to win $250, right? $250 is all we're after. I'm gonna make the attempt to try to do it in 3 rolls. So what I'll need is roughly $100 per number, right? It's gonna have to be something like that. I'm gonna get 8 green chips. All right, we'll press this. I'm gonna throw. If I roll the 7, I'm just gonna eat it, I guess, because I'm not gonna do another shooter to try to recoup this, right? I'm not gonna get another shooter, so I'm not gonna worry about it. If I roll the 7, I just win 200 back off of whatever that is. I just lose some more money. We're just gonna eat that. All right. Our goal here is to get 3 hits. That should put us real close to our aim, to our goal. So I'm going to shoot the 4 with the 2s in the middle. 4's on top, 2's in the middle. There's the 8. Ooh. Ooh. That was scary. 105. Make sure I had that right. So now in this case, maybe you might want to reduce that 8, but it'd take away the 8, right? But not a terrible idea, I think, maybe to do this. I'm about to show y'all a pro move here. If you're doing a hit and regress type strategy. All right, y'all ready for the pro move? You just hit the 8 for 105. Pull it all down and hop the 8s. Hop the 8s with that $15 cap. You have a $90 bet, pull the 8 down after the $105 hit, hop the 8 with the $15 cap for this roll. You're still going to get the 8. The hard 8 will win 150. The other 2 will win 75. This is a pretty neat play. I actually saw this at the casino a couple years ago. If you're doing like a hit and pull, so that right there is a hop of the 8s. And there's the hard 10. It's a good one for us. We're going to drop $2 for 100. Pull it down. We could do the same thing here. You could just $10 hop out there on the 10. We'll do it. You could also put that hop out there on the 8 if you wanted, but I'm just going to do this. Not really, because this doesn't make the same sense in this one, but I just wanted to show that move. All right, here we go. 4s with 2s in the middle. We need one more good hit. Yo, 11. We just lost $10 on a little hop there. We're going to let that fall. All right. Oh, there's another 10. Oh, that's the one problem with the hit and pull, right? If you don't whack the other numbers, it's just a hole. We were one too late. Can we get one of the other numbers? I might have to switch to the 5-1. I'm going to do the 1s on top and the 5s in the middle. This, I think, will take me to the lower numbers if I'm right. There's the 5, baby. 4-1. $105. All right, that's our 3 hits. Pull all that. And I'm not going to roll that 6 out with 200 on it. What I would likely do is I would just hedge that out. You know, I would maybe put, you know, you can go 180, right? 180 is a good one. You're going to win a little money. But maybe you just take it and say, I'm going to just take the 100 off and put the 90 on there. Like to me, 100 off, 90 on there, edged out, whatever happens here. If you were shooting for the ATS, still probably not be terrible. And there's the 10 again. I'm not setting them any special way now because it wouldn't matter. We already accomplished what we were trying to accomplish. So I'm just throwing. There's the 11. And the aces. Oh, be getting it. Be close. Be so close to the ATS. And there's the 6, baby, right there. Perfect. All right, we're going to win 105. That worked out about as well as it could have, I guess. Not bad, Jacob. Not bad. Worked my way back. Let's see what we ended up with. 600, 7, 8, 9. We are up the green and the red. So $38. After being down $250 though. Took us what, 6, 7 rolls, 8 rolls, something like that. It took us like 6 rolls to get to our win. And a few more rolls to end the shooter. Right, it is still your roll, right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, what would I do now? In real life, I'm still gonna play, right? I'm not gonna deviate. Once I got my money back, now I'm just gonna play my shot out like normal. I'd put the 150 down on the don't, do my normal play, hop my 11. If you want to make money, you hop it for 3 chips. I just hop for 2. Match whatever you put in greens usually is what works. 1, 2, 1, 3. And we got the 8. We'll take it. Not my favorite number, but we'll take it. It's not a loser. On the don't, if you don't roll a loser, it's pretty good. That was an 8, guys, not a 5. Right here, I'm going to go to the iron cross. Per usual. We're going to go 2 green chip, iron cross, quarter in the old field. And I'll probably go 30 in odds, maybe 60 here, 60 in odds on the 8. And what we'll do here is first field hit, we'll put it on the hard 8. One of the things I've been liking to do when I get to this spot on hybrid is if I'm on the 6 or 8, the first field hit I roll, I put on the hard 8, hard 6, whatever you're on. All right, here we go. Try to dodge the 8. Let's put the 5s on top, 3s in the middle, and see what we can do. Jump out of the table. That was, yeah, there you go. Jumped right out of the table. All right, let's go. 5s on top, 3 in the middle. We got a hard 6. It's not a great outcome for me because I'm seeing both the 3s that I'm trying to hide. We'll win our 70, put our quarterback, press our 5, rack 20 bucks. 5s on top, 3s in the middle. And we got the 6 again. 5-1, much better roll for us. I don't mind getting the 5. I'm putting the 5 on top. So it makes sense that it's going to come up. Put our quarterback, press our 6. So now next round we can jump the field up a level, right? Because we went up a level on the 5-6. Next round we can go up a level on the field. Still racking chips every shot. All right, let's go 2-6, 2-6. 2's on top, 6 is in the middle. And there's the 5. That's a good shot for us. Still no field, but we'll take this. So that's going to win 105 minus a quarter. So we're going to get 80 profit there. Not bad. 80. We'll put 50 in the field here. We'll rack 55. Let's go 3's on top, 5's in the middle. Again, I'm just trying to dodge an 8 is the idea. There's the 6, 5, 1. All right, that's going to win 105 minus 50. It's going to $55 profit, like that. Let's get our 5. We'll rack 30. Five's on top, 3's in the middle. Seven out. Perfect. We'll take it. That was a great run. Great run for us. Never even hit a field number. 50 there, 150 there. Very nice. Very nice. Pretty good run for Jacob. Hello, John. All right, so what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're up 150, 213. Up to 13. Up to 13, you know, so I guess, what does that tell you? Shoot your own dice. Shoot for your own money. I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of days that you shoot like crap and then you get a random guy that goes for 50, you know, I mean, or 40 or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know how indicative that is of anything special. It just boils down to that I just shot well, right? I didn't hit the points is what it boiled down to. I was purposely not aiming to hit them and it succeeded. Which in my opinion, I do think I'm accomplishing that, and my practice shows me that. But again, at the end of the day, I still have runs where what I'm doing doesn't work. But it does seem like it works most of the time. So I do think I've got onto something here a little bit in dice control, in the dice control realm, where I've got to where I'm pretty good at dodging the point. The key is getting it set. It's a little harder. That's a little tougher. I don't think the 1, 2, 1, 3 dodges any 7s. But I do think once I get a point set, I'm relatively good at not hitting it. And at that point, it doesn't matter to me what I roll next, because my 7 at that point should be a winner either way. And it's worked pretty well for me. Pretty effective. The only problem with this style of play is that you can't use it on crapsless, because if you could use this style of play on crapsless, it would be way more effective, because when you set your don't, especially if you just happen to set your don't on like a 2 or a 12 or something, where you're just probably not going to re-roll it, it would just be so much more effective. But they don't let you play the don't on crapsless, so there you go. If they did, man, crapsless would be a very favorable game for hybrid. And I know some places will let you lay, but the lay doesn't work as good as the 1-to-1 on the don't. So anyways, guys, hope you like this video. Hope you guys like me complaining at the beginning about kind of whining. Not really whining. I just thought it was a really weird attack on me. You know, just an odd attack. So that's just kind of where I was at on that. But this was fun. I'm glad Brian showed up and kind of reminded me of this. Yeah. If I'm going to be honest, John, I don't really understand how to use all that stuff. I've tried to do that kind of stuff before, but I just don't really understand how to use OBS and all that, and I'm just not good at that stuff. I'm not very technical by any means. And right now to run Crapsy and stuff, I'd have to go buy a new laptop. So because I don't really have a laptop, I don't think that could run all that stuff. It's just not really my jam. It's not really my style. I definitely would love to do that stuff. I need someone to help me set it up is what it boils down to. So yeah, that's right. You did. But that's my thing is, if I was good at that stuff, I really need someone to set it up for me. Once they set it up for me and kind of walk me through it, I'd probably be fine. But I'm not good at that on my own. Like, I can coach sports, I can play sports, I can work well. If it's something to do with my hands, I can build stuff. But when it comes to like computery stuff, it's just not me, man. It's not my jam. But I would love to be able to do it. So hopefully pretty soon I'm gonna. At the beginning of the year, we're getting a new house. So at the beginning of the year, when I get a new house, I'm probably gonna have my YouTube stuff kind of built into a studio thing, which will be different. I'm actually going to change my craps table as well. I'm going to get a new felt where I have crapsless on one side and regular craps on the other side is my plan. So like one half of my table will be one, the other half will be the other, because I think it'd be cool to make videos like that. So I got to get one of them companies to make me a felt like that. What's up, Gargoyle? But if I can get, I mean, obviously they probably will. And I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to have the ATS put in the middle so I don't have to. So the middle of the board, I'm going to actually have the middle of the board put in the middle of each side. Because most of what I'm doing is made for videos. I'm not trying to have craps games at my house, you know. So I'm going to have some adjustments made to it all. What's up, Fuzzy? Because the way I got it is very standard. It makes it to where you have to have like like good camera stuff. Gargoyle, I live in Arkansas. I live in north, kind of central eastern Arkansas. I live in the middle of nowhere, believe it or not. In fact, here I will kind of show you guys. Awesome, mate. See, my house is in the middle of remodeling right now, as you guys can see my floor. I'm still in the middle of that. But this is where I live. So there's a truck, one of my trucks. This is my yard. So I live, there is nothing around me, as you guys can tell. You can hear all the stuff. This is my front yard. There's a little burn pit thing, birds and all that. That's a road, but 15 or more miles, probably 20 miles. But yeah, so guys, I don't live by anything. Yeah, I have a very nice place as far as my property goes. Now my house needs to be remodeled. I've been doing it for years and I'm terrible at it. So not terrible at the work, I'm terrible at doing it. You know, at making the time to do it. I always find stuff that I want to do more. So instead, at the beginning of the year, we're having it all redone. We got put at 6 to 8 months before we could get a contractor in here. So that's kind of the deal. So we're waiting. Do it after January, and we'll be ready. That's my old truck there. That's my, I guess you'd call it a farm truck. I can walk you guys around outside. Here are just sheds, I guess, but they're nice. They keep rodents out and all that. Trash cans and barrels for my. And then back here, and then so back here, there's their toys outside there. Sometimes he keeps his dirt bike in there. Just then, as you go out there, the trees, my property goes back there. I don't know a ways. I have at this place, and so yeah, that's what my place looks like, the outside at least. Yeah, the inside's all tore up. There's nothing to show you there besides my brother. I mean, not my brother. My son room. Rooms are done. They're done pretty well. Tore down into a remodel that I've never finished. Because, like I said, I always find something better to do. Like coach baseball, play craps. Not do down there. See if you guys can see them posts down there. I actually built my wife a greenhouse, and then she had all the plants, them things leaning up down there. They're raised beds that are just leaning up right now. But anyway, so yeah, this is Casa de Wager's property, his house property. This is one of 3 pieces of property that I have. It's pretty nice. We like living here. Anyways, there you go. I would show you guys the house, but it's nothing special. It's just a little house. Where's your beer? I don't drink really, guys. See, here's the front of my house that needs to be remodeled. I tore they used to have an awning thing, but I tore it off because it was pulling on the house. So yeah, that's why we're getting it all done, man. There's my fiber optic coming in. I finally got that just recently. That took forever. There's a mound. I have a pond in the back and stuff. It's a little pond. Just needs to be but yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like where I live. And I don't live by nothing, so they ask me stuff. I'm like, well, I don't really have the internet for that until now. Now I do. So, because before, my live was so choppy and my delay was like 30 seconds. It was terrible. But now the fiber optic's great, and it lets us roll. So, but yeah, there you guys go. Y'all have a great day. I'll probably try to go, and I'll probably make a recorded video today too. My family's at Vacation Bible School, so I'm the only one at the house. So I'll probably cook a steak, do stuff like that, But anyways, y'all have a great day. This is Jacob from Wager Me This.